Anthony, you up first?
Okay. Antonio, you talked about what a great opportunity this was going to be for some young players. Charles Snowden, DJ Glaze, Jackson Powers-Johnson, DJ Turner, Trey Tucker, Brock Bowers. It seems like you had a bunch of contributions from some of those younger players to get you guys to 2-2. If you could just talk about those contributions.
Yeah, I think really hats off to our coaching staff, just getting those guys ready, prepared, and then obviously you're going to always give credit to the players, stepping up. And we put them in a lot of different roles. I think you saw that today. But when you have that many young guys first and second-year players playing, guys that just strictly play special teams, step up and have an impact on the game to help us win. I mean, that's a building block for us going forward.
Antonio, I know you already said earlier this week that you saw your team display character this week, but to see them come back off a loss last week, fell into a 10-0 hole early in this game and respond the way they did, what did that tell you about your team?
I mean, I knew what group I had. I mean, don't want to go backwards, but that wasn't the team that we're accustomed to seeing and has shown up over the last several games. But it was a trying week, to be honest, right? There's a lot of hoopla and stuff, and it probably started with me with my comments, and I apologize to you for that. Don't want to be a distraction that way, but I think at the end of the day, we just went to work each and every day. And, things came out throughout the week, and guys just never flinched and blinked. And then we just talked about, playing one player at a time, playing for one another. Adam Butler spoke to the team, did a hell of a job with that, and got us going throughout the weekend.
AP, you've talked about building a culture of winning. How much can this last week go towards building that?
Yeah, I mean, we had this opportunity, 2 weeks ago after the Baltimore win. And again, my word is going to stay that's just trying to build that winning consistency. Winning, hopefully not riding a roller coaster, but we're really going to take this and enjoy this for 24 hours because it's hard to get in the National Football League. Our home crowd was, again, outstanding, especially late in the game. They really helped us out.
Cleveland went 3 for 3 on third down on that opening drive. Didn't convert another third down the rest of the game. What do you see that helped flip that script and get you guys to respond in the way you needed them to?
I mean, I think, obviously they executed. They was a better player, right? Number 2 showed up on 2 or 3 of those, Cooper. And I think as the game plan went on, we did a good job of, finding, the guys that are the key players in those situations. But then more important, I think our rush and our coverage added up and made the quarterback hold the ball a little bit. And we got some throws and some errant throws that we wanted. And obviously one of them we took advantage of and got an interception.
Going back to the younger guys, Isaiah Palomelo with a sack and a big pass breakup late in that game. And then also DeCorian seems to just keep showing up every week. If you could talk about those 2 players.
Yeah, I mean, Isaiah, and I kind of mentioned it earlier in the week, he's played close to 250 snaps over 3 years on defense, but primary special teams as well as we know. And we were just waiting to get him out there, and the opportunity came with Marcus Epps going down, and I thought he did an outstanding job all week, just really being focused, spending more time in the classroom, Gerald Alexander spending more time with him, and then really Trayvon, it's difficult when you just all of a sudden you got a new guy next to you and communicate. I mean, there's continuity that goes into that as well. But he came up huge and big, and then, JB just, listen, I've been saying, just, steady Eddie. He just keeps improving each and every week, and I think the best thing about him, as a corner, you're going to get balls caught on you. You just got to move on. And even tonight, don't just move on. And we need him on third down. He makes a huge play for us. So hats off to those 2.
Coach, can you talk a little about the running game? I know how much it means to you, and it seemed today for the first time, especially between the tackles, you guys seem to be grinding out some yards.
Yeah, a lot of pride in that group. As we talked about, it's been not the start that we wanted initially in our season, the first 3 games around the football. But credit to these guys. Just let's find the runs that work. Let's keep chipping away at it. And at times, even in the game, there's a 1 to 2 yard run. Then all of a sudden, what was it? You saw a 24-yarder, 17-yarder, 18-yarder, 12 and a 10. That hadn't shown up. I think our longest run might be 9. Without penalties. But I thought, tremendous job by those guys. I thought Zamir backed up, almost, took one. Alex Madison really showed up today. He ran hard. These guys ran hard. I thought we were a more physical team as the game went on.
AP, would you talk about your 2 rookie offensive linemen, please?
Yeah. Didn't see that coming in the first 4 games, but I said it last week. I thought Jackson Powers did an outstanding job in his 20 plays with his energy, his effort, his physicality. He was getting to a point where the referees was warning me about, his play style. And that's what we're looking for. And DJ is just one of those guys, there's going to be some corrections, but when you watch his play and you watch his body of work, he's just consistent. I don't think there was a penalty or anything on him tonight. I know Jackson had 2. But for those guys who go out there against that defense, which is a very elite front 7, that'll play the way they did, hats off to them and our coaches.
Look, Charles Snowden has been in the league for a few years now, but this is really his first time getting extended run in the regular season. I mean, on that final drive between the pass breakup and sacking Watson at the end, two pretty big plays for him. What have you seen just his overall growth?
Right, man. It's interesting how certain guys' careers work, right? Here's a guy who gets drafted, practice squad, journeyman. We picked him up last year. And to be honest, you saw it in the spring. He gained some weight. You're like, oh man, he's making some flash plays. Didn't work out initially. We don't put him on an active roster, a 15-man roster, because practice squad injuries happen. He gets pulled up, and we've asked him to do a lot, from special teams to playing linebacker to playing DN. That height, that length, and more importantly, his effort. I thought that was a prime example of that last play, just full blown. We need to have it. It's 4th and 3, game on the line, and he did everything he could. Robbie and Andre Carter, all those hours that we spent on the side, working with players extra and longer, really came to fruition tonight.
Antonio, I know Jack Jones didn't play that first quarter. Is that just kind of that sign of that accountability that you've referenced in the past?
Yeah, that was my decision. That's between me and Jack.
Coach, can you talk a little about the spirit of court this week compared to last? It seemed like the effort this week was pretty much right on.
Yeah, because last week was disappointing, and that's if there's one thing we can do, we control our effort and our energy and our passion and love for the game, which I always speak about. And that didn't show up last week, and that's on me. But this week, man, they kind of took the bull by the horns. And what I love seeing, and I'm glad nothing's happened from an official standpoint, is that when we make a play, we turn around. It's just Raiders running right and left, celebrating from the interception to those 2 touchdowns late in the game. The way these guys really gel together, I think, especially this week when there's a lot of people poking holes at our team and individuals, that they stuck together.
All right, thank you, Coach.